Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to go about making a chopped wood pile along with a wood stump that has an axe stuck in it. This is one of those little features that's going to be a fun little bit of scatter you can use in your terrain pieces. You can keep it certain levels, make it higher, make it lower, but it's quick, it's easy, it's a lot of fun to do, and I hope you enjoy. Any questions, as always, please feel free to ask me down below, or you can email me at thecraftingmuse.email@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you haven't hit that notification bell, make sure you go ding and you'll get notifications when the newest video is coming out. Anyways, have fun with it. As always, enjoy, and I'll see you later. Bye. To get things started, you're first going to want some scrap bits of foam core, a knife, in this case I'm using my Fisker's knife here that you can see, as well as a stencil brush and a low temp hot glue gun. These again are the basics you're going to want, so let's get started with the process. To get things going, you first want to cut out pieces of foam core that measure 1/2 inch by another 1/2 inch. In this case I've cut out 4 of these, so you have these 4 squares in front of you. Then what you want to do is take 2 of those squares and with your low temp hot glue gun is glue those 2 bits of squares together. Once the glue has cooled, what you are then going to do is start beveling off the corners of this now block-like form. And you want to have it get a stump-like shape to it by going around with your knife and just trimming off the excess corner and edges to the shape. You'll find it's easier to trim off smaller pieces as opposed to trying to cut off big corners of this, otherwise you're just going to keep creating a square. Next, you're going to take a stiff, bristled stencil brush and you're going to create the wood grain by sweeping from one side of the stump to the other, making sure to keep going in the same direction. Do not go back and forth. At the top of the stump, to create a ring-like pattern, take either a mechanical pencil or a very small drill bit like I'm using right now and create concentric circles at the top of the stump. Next, what you want to do is create a slit in the top of the stump using your knife, and this is where your axe is going to be inserted. To get your axe, just use a spare piece off of an old mini. In this case, I used a cheap old skeleton that had 2 axes. I figured I'd take one. Using your hot glue gun, then put a small dab on the top of the stump where the slit is, and then insert the axe tip into that opening and just hold it there until it cools and sets. You may find that you need to remove some excess glue once you get the axe in, and that's perfectly fine. Just use your nail to do so. When it comes to making the chopped wood pieces, you're also going to go back to those 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch pieces of foam core, and you're going to cut basically the corners off of the side edges to create a half moon shaped piece of foam core. When you have that shaped, you'll then go in with your stencil brush and, like you did with the stump, take the brush from one side to the other in the same direction to create the wood grooves. Once you have the wood grooves created, you're then going to go back to your knife and you're going to start cutting this piece into 3 to 4 pieces of wood. It helps to angle your knife so that it cuts in towards the center, and that way you get more chopped wood-like shapes as a result. To create the seal for this particular project, what I used was the medium brown paint as well as the pavement black paint mixed with equal parts Mod Podge. When you have that mixed up, you are then going to start painting this onto the stump as well as the axe. And you want to make sure you get into every nook and cranny with these things. And once the stump is painted, put that to the side and move on to your chopped wood pieces. You will find it helps to hold these pieces in between your pointer finger and your thumb of your opposite hand. And yes, get paint on those fingers because that'll help keep the sealing stuff on the piece of foam as opposed to rubbing off on you. So you are going to get a little messy, but it is worth it. When everything is completely dry, you can then move on to doing the painting on these pieces of wood. You're first going to start with a nutmeg brown, and you're going to paint every piece that you can of these 2 pieces, both on the stump with the axe as well as the chopped wood pieces. Once you're done with the nutmeg and that has dried completely, you can move over to taking the medium brown, and in this case you're doing about an 80% coverage and covering the stump, making sure to run it along the opposite angle of the wood grain that you've created with a stencil brush brush. Same thing for the pieces of chopped wood. Again, you want this color to dry completely before moving on. What I then did is took a little bit of vanilla ice cream whitish tone as well as a sunny yellow and mixed the two together, a little bit more of the cream to the yellow, and those were the colors blended together that helped create the wood coloring for the chopped bits of wood as well as for the top of the stump. So you're going to paint those onto the sides of the wood pieces and onto the top of the stump. When that has dried, I do recommend you go in and pick a metallic cover for your axe. I decided to go with a silver tone. You can also do a bronze, or if you want a gold color for your axe, that's your personal preference. In order to make this modular, you do need a more streamlined base. So in this case, I just took a standard popsicle stick, cut to about 1.5 inches long, no more than 2 inches. And then you first want to put the same coating of sealant onto this popsicle stick. When that has dried, you are then going to use a thicket green to paint on top of the seal coat. And that's just going to give you a basic dark green to work with. You are not going to do anything else to this base beyond putting the pieces on top of it. Once you know all of your paint pieces have dried completely, you can then move on to assembly by using tacky glue. You're first going to put some tacky glue onto that base strip. I just use my fingers to smooth it out a little bit. And then you basically start stacking your chopped pieces of wood. So you have the first layer put on first. Let that dry a little bit before you start moving on to the layers that will come after that. You'll also want to glue on the stump as well using the tacky glue. And again, make sure things dry in between so that you're not knocking off pieces because the glue hasn't adhered yet. But as you can see in these two pictures, it gives you an idea of how your stacked wood is going to start to look. And when you have everything stacked and in place, the one thing you can do before your black wash is go back in with your knife and just add in some wood grade details to the pieces of chopped wood that have the lighter wood colored side showing up. You want to be sure the glue is completely dry before doing a black wash, so coat everything with the black wash, let that dry completely, and then you're going to move on to the finishing details of this piece. Because the black wash tends to mute things, I did go back with that medium brown and I did another dry brushing over the chopped wood areas as well as around the stump. To further heighten things, once the medium brown dried on the stump, I went back and I took a mossy green and did some dry brushing here and there just to add some accents and hints to a moss growing on the stump itself or maybe on a few pieces of the chopped wood. If you really want to take it to the next level, you can go back in and you can take a lighter ivory tone and just use it on those lighter bits of wood, but it's not necessary. So this is how I created this chopped wood effect. Again, you can make it smaller, you can make it higher, whatever it is you choose to do with it. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later.
Hi, and welcome back to my channel, and that was probably really loud! A cut wood pile along with a fun stump with an axe shoved in it. That sounds horrible. With an axe shoved in it? How about stuck in it? I'm going to be showing you how to go about making a, could you not? These cats are going to drive me nuts. Oi! Today I'm going to show you how to go about making a chopped wood pile along with a stump that has oh, come on, you two. Kids and cats, bloopers. Oh, to hell with it. This isn't happening. What? 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 Hi! Welcome back to my channel. This is Cotton. Today's video, we're going to show you how to make a wood pile. Maybe. If he'll let me. Will you let me? Not happening right now. No. taking a different angle here because I want to talk to you about a really cool fundraiser that I am doing with John from Dungeons and Glue Sticks. It is a t-shirt fundraiser for the animal rescue group that I'm a part of, the Pet Adoption League of Hackettstown. This is one of my foster failures, Cotton. He's been the source of all of the fun bloopers today. And we also have Hemingway, who's actually sitting over there off camera, who might come over and say hello if he's good. But these two guys are from a very small, very local rescue group. We are 100% volunteer driven, which means that any funds that we get either go directly back into the care of our animals or put towards things like supplies and, you know, getting fundraisers going. So what we're doing with this t-shirt drive is we're selling these t-shirts. They have 2 different options for both men and women with a bunch of different color options. Every t-shirt that is sold, all profits are going to go to PAL. So if you want to have a fun t-shirt with the Hoovenclaw logo on it, put a picture right over, well, probably this side for you, and you can see what it looks like. But anyways, the Hoovenclaw logo is on the front. That's something that John and I are going to use when we do collaboration videos together. And the back has the PAL logo as well as my channel logo and John's channel logo. If you want to participate, I'm putting a link down below in the description so you can bop on over and order. I believe we have 14 days left. However, if there's still a demand for it, I think we can extend it a little bit further. So we'll see what happens with that. We have already sold a few, so thank you to those who have purchased. I appreciate it so much. You don't even begin to understand how important this is to us and how much it means to each of us to find out that people are helping us out and helping the cause. That's it for me with my ramblings with this. Again, bop on over, get a shirt like, no, this way. Get a shirt like this one, ladies or gents or whomever. They'll be good for you, they'll be fun, and you'll be helping out cute little kid, well, not a little kitty, but you'll be helping out cute cats and kittens and dogs and puppies that we get into our care. Oh, I know, you want to cuddle. So, yep, cats and kids. They're always fun to work with. But anyways, thank you so much for watching to this, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.